Lyle, thank you for sitting down with us at the Outback event for the GD update event.
Nice to be here.
Okay. Hey, we're sitting down to do an interview with a technique, with what is called the Dutch Inquisition.
Okay.
We're gonna play a little game of true or false.
Gotcha.
The rules are, we will present you a thesis, one after another, 10 in total. After every thesis, you will respond with true or false.
Okay.
At the end of the interview, you will be given the opportunity to come back on an answer, if you like.
All right.
There's an escape. If you can't answer or don't want to answer, you can use this red card to pass the thesis.
Yeah. And how many of these do I get?
Only one.
Just one.
Just one.
Okay. So
Choose
use
carefully.
use it wisely.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's go. Ekdahl is a surname that originally comes from Sweden. Your family has been in the United States for generations, but your Scandinavian DNA is still active. This is why you are a big fan of the Minnesota Vikings.
True.
Wow. You studied business economics at the University of Washington. Those 4 years in the capital of the USA helped you understand politics in your country better than most Americans.
True.
Your first steps in business were a few years with the Siebel system. This ERP system was your first love, and you can easily say that at that point, Siebel was the best system in the market.
False.
15 years with Oracle, 9 of them dedicated to JD Edwards. Coming from university, you always expected your career should be looking like this.
False.
The annual tour of update events through Europe is fun because you get to see the people that you make great software for. Presenting a keynote is part of the job, but your primary goal is to listen to the users at their next great idea.
True.
During the tour of the update events, you get to know your colleagues better, become friends, and that shows in how you interact with each other at a stage. Although every colleague has a special way of presenting, you have not seen any that are able to top John Schiff.
True.
GD Labs is a place where all the cool ideas are coming alive. If you could build a time machine and go back to 1997, you would change your study so that you can become part of this group and participate in new inventions.
True.
Oberg is the group of Oracle users in the Benelux. There is absolutely nothing to dislike about them.
Red card.
In 2018, Oberg held an Apps Connected conference where GD Edwards was present for the first year. Although you were present in the Netherlands the day before, you chose to take a plane to Sweden. A major business deal was on hand, so you could not attend. Early 2019, IKEA will announce to start implementing GD Edwards.
Oh, jeez. And I don't have the red card?
True or false?
False.
Oh, the final one, Lyle, so you're almost there. You are alive and kicking. We don't need to worry about you. However, you are coming to a certain age where you know you are not going to spend the next 5 years in an Oracle suit. In your mind, you already know who your successor will be. For now, he or she will have the daily task to bring you coffee to earn that position.
Oh, that's true. Okay, so now do we go back through the questions?
No, do you want to come back on any of the
I want to come back on all of them.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Well, I want to explain myself.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You could do that.
Can we do that?
Yes.
About the Minnesota Vikings.
Well, so here's the thing. So yes, Swedish heritage, background, Scandinavian blood, love football. Actually, growing up as a child, I grew up in Seattle, Washington, and at the time there was not a football team. And my dad was a big football fan, so we watched 2 teams. One of them was the Oakland Raiders, and the other one was the Minnesota Vikings. So actually, as a child, I loved the Minnesota Vikings, but then when Seattle got their own team, and then I started moving around for my career, I started adopting other teams. So I still like the Vikings, but they're just not necessarily my favorite team.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. And the politics, you understand it much better due to your study at the University of Washington?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, I had some really good professors, and I really enjoyed economics and political economy and those kinds of things. So that's where I really applied myself. Among other things, I had a lot of interests in college, but yeah, I think I have a deeper understanding because of those good professors. Yeah, absolutely.
Can you use the politics as well in a large company as Oracle?
It does help one, yes, to navigate. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So we were asking about Siebel, if it was the best system at that time in the market. You said no.
There was a lot of strong things about the Siebel systems, but you said, I think if I remember correctly, you said something about my first love, and it not necessarily my first love. There were things about Siebel that we liked. There was actually systems that I built earlier in my career that I thought were maybe a little more elegant, and certainly I've worked with some great software since. J.D. Edwards being one of those, again, very, very good design, early design, right, that works its way into the product and continues to hold it to today. So that's why I would flavor that a little bit. I mean, definitely worked at Siebel, enjoyed my time there, but there's a lot of good systems out there. So
yeah. And one of them is J.D. Edwards.
Right,
9 years of them dedicated.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the question was, were you always expected your career to be like this?
I had no idea. To be honest with you, I had no idea what I was going to do. No, I really didn't. I'll tell you, when I was young, the first thing I wanted to be was a hockey player. That was my goal.
You're American, eh? Hockey?
Yeah, ice hockey.
Ice hockey. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
We
So-
understand that difference.
Yes, yeah. So that was what I was going to be, was an NHL star. That didn't work out for me. So then the next thing I wanted to be was a comedian. And so I actually did radio comedy too for a while.
Wow.
In college. And then I wanted to be a rock star. So I actually played in a rock band. And then eventually went to work in the technology field.
So
Yeah.
what did you play?
Huh? From an instrument?
Yeah.
Keyboards, piano, synthesizers, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Okay.
80s. Yeah.
Still doing it sometimes?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, still doing it sometimes. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Your primary goal is to listen to users for the next great idea.
And I said true, right?
Yeah.
I hope I said true. The reality is, and I think I said some of that today, and if I didn't, just to underscore it, and I make sure my team understands this. It's really the customer's business problems that we're there to solve at the end of the day. And while we're passionate about the technology, we're passionate because we feel that when applied to real business problems, it can make a big difference. And so, yeah, many of our best ideas come directly from customers.
Yeah, understand. The next one was the colleagues in the field when you are on trip and presentation, and that you have not seen any that are able to top John Schiff.
Yeah, no, John and I, soulmates, and I miss him dearly. We became pretty close friends over the years, traveling together. And whenever I do come to events like this, John and I came here quite often together, and so definitely remember John and miss him. So.
Yeah, understand.
Yeah.
And see the press.
Yes, and I've got we did a walk for him this year, so. Yeah, to fight leukemia, so which is what eventually took his life. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
About GDE Labs, you wanted to be a part of GDE
Well,
Labs.
I am, but I'm not. Right, I'm not hands-on.
Yeah.
Obviously, nobody lets me near code or keyboards anymore, unless I'm playing music, right? Yeah, they don't let me code on the system. But I am a tinkerer at heart, and that's why one of the reasons why we started JD Edwards Labs is because I just believe in the art of exploration and research. And so I'm always poking my head in there and telling the team, keep it up, and what are you working on now? And giving them ideas for, hey, why don't you go look at this piece of technology or that piece of technology that Oracle's working on. So, and Oracle has actually a structure that JD Edwards Labs fits into. So there's a broader labs community at Oracle. And so we just plug into that, and we share research and findings and new technologies all the time. So,
interesting.
Yeah.
What I really like is that the outcome is posted on the YouTube channel, and that we get to see what is going on.
Yeah. We just think it's a great way to just quickly get things directly to customers. It doesn't have to be overproduced. Just get it out there, let people see it. Yeah.
The red card. Something about disliking the Oberg.
But it was a pause.
Yeah, it was a pass. So
I don't even remember the question, but I knew I had to use it at some point, so I didn't want to waste it.
It was. There's absolutely nothing to dislike about the group of Oracle users in Benelux.
Well, that's actually probably is true, but
we
I chose to take the path.
Yeah. The pause was done, and after that came a question about IKEA.
And.
Yeah.
You said I have a choice to whether I want to expound or not.
Okay.
Yeah, can't. That's a fiduciary responsibility. I would probably be called into Safra Katz's office and drawn in quarter if I were to divulge any of that information about potential future customers. So can't do that.
Yeah. That's the safe harbor statement.
Yeah, safe harbor
next
statement.
year, Apps Connected will be organized again in the Benelux.
Yes.
Will you be there?
It depends on my calendar. Yeah, we'll see.
It will be the same.
Yeah. Well, we'll be talking. I mean, we'll talk and we'll see where we're at that time of the year. But
cool.
Yeah, it's probably a little nicer weather that time of year.
In June, it's much better.
Yes, I know because I've been here in June.
Yeah, and it's better than November or December.
Yes, this is probably true. Yeah.
Last one. Although you're live and kicking, it was for your perhaps the succeeder you have already in mind. So we keep on touch. Who's bringing you the most of coffee every day?
Yeah, so we do, obviously in a corporation like Oracle, one of the things we have to do is groom people, right, to take on bigger challenges and new things. And I've got a set of people on my team, some of my direct reports that definitely have gotten attention, so that when I do decide to go do something else or just relax, there'll be somebody in the wings that's ready to go.
Play music again.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
You have a question for us?
No. Again, I just want to thank you guys. That I didn't know that was part of the game, so I didn't prepare any questions. But want to thank you both for your hospitality and for keeping this OBUG JD Edwards event alive and moving forward. And it's just great to be here and interact with Dutch customers, and it's always a great event. So thank you. Well done.
Welcome.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah, you bet.
My pleasure as well. Thank you, Lyle.
Take care.